Follow along as I make 3 different types of apple products. So here I have 2 store-bought bags of apples. I'm just going to start by peeling off the skins here, and then I'm going to save all of the skins and the scraps and use that for my scrap apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to cut the apple down into 4 pieces, and then I'm going to cut the core out that way. That's just the easiest way that I've found to do this. If you have a different way, you can do it however works for you. My kids did want to help, so I ended up just giving them a couple of slices of the apple and let them chop it down as much as they wanted to. It was good practice for them. And then now you see me just moving the rest of the apples into my stock pot. You want to fill up the apples with filtered water up until the water is just above the apple level. And then I ended up adding 1 cup of sugar at the beginning and 1 cup of sugar at the end. And I waited until the water is about reduced by half to strain it. So here I have a strainer in with my big mixing bowl, and I'm just separating the apple chunks from the juice. And then next, you can either use an immersion blender, a potato masher, or a blender like you see here, depending on what kind of consistency you like your applesauce. My boys like it to be smooth, so I use the blender. Here, I'm just draining off the rest of the juice that was at the bottom, and that is going to be your apple juice. There was a little bit left in the bowl, so I did mix that in with the applesauce to help make it a little bit smoother of a consistency. And so far my boys have really been enjoying this. But here we have these are actually pasta sauce jars, so it's a little bit bigger than a pint. So I'm not sure the exact measurement of what we actually got out of this, but as you can tell, we did get a decent amount from the apples, which is awesome. And then here I'm going to be making my apple cider vinegar. So first I'm going to start with probably 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and that is going to be added in with my apple peels and my apple core. Next, you're going to want to pour in distilled water, and I ended up using about 2 cups of water for this. So for every cup of water you use, you want to use 1 tablespoon of cane sugar. So I used 2 cups, so I'm using 2 tablespoons of cane sugar. I gave that a little stir, and I'm using just a coffee filter with the mason jar lid to keep that covered. And there you have it. There are 5 apple